none of the telltale heroes for strategy of either team have yet come out. So this is the banning phase where I would expect Epic to pick out those meepos that they had to deal with last time.
Alright, I'm back, and I think I fixed the issue. I think it had to do with the delay. So, sorry again, the start of this stream when it reaches Twitch is going to be a little bit glitchy. Apologies. So yeah, I would expect this ban right here to be a meepo ban from Epic, but we'll see what they end up doing. There it is.
There it is.
Good call. Good ban. And they banned the Faceless Void and the Zeus. Both good combos with Tidehunter and Jakiro, particularly the Faceless Void. Phantom Lancer picked up by Google. I imagine that will be a carry Phantom Lancer. So we'll see what happens there.
Looks like here, just off the cuff here, looks like Beastmaster picks up a Necrobuck, they go full Mana Burn strat.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, I know that Potato has been practicing his Beastmaster mid, so I imagine that's what they'll run there. I can't see it being an off-lane Beastmaster. And they go with a Dragon Knight mid, presumably. Well, he should be able to do pretty well against the Beastmaster. Hard to kill.
The Dragon Knight was banned out in the previous round, so
by
perhaps
Epic.
Dragon Knight is one of Epic's more comfortable heroes we're looking at.
Pretty sure it was Epic who banned out the DK. They banned out the Viper in the DK phase 2 because they wanted to ban out tanky mids against their Naga. So, see how they go there.
Remaining.
5
seconds remaining.
And so far,
Dragon Knight, go on.
They have a need of
reserve.
Dragon Knight's Dragon Tail is really their only quick lockdown for the Phantom Lancer. He'll be able to doppelwalk dodge the Tidehunter and the Jakiro pretty easily, I think, if they time it right. So we need to see like a silence or something else coming out from Epic to be able to lock down that Phantom Lancer.
Yeah, I think he's going to be really slippery. At the very least, the Breathe Fire sort of has two effects now. It's going to be able to clear out some of the illusions and identify the real one, but it's also going to shoot down his damage reduction pretty substantially.
Remaining.
Yep. And they get a Bristleback for Nova in the off lane, so he's just going to be able to run at him. And this time, Epic takes the Gyrocopter. Presumably also running that in the carry position. I hope that's not
pick because that's going to cleave through those Phantom Lancer illusions, provided he gets enough damage.
Yeah.
So this is going to be a bit of a carry fight. Epic's timing.
10 seconds
They're going to
remaining.
have to be really aggressive getting cash on that Gyrocopter because Phantom Lancer does farm pretty quick and takes fights pretty early.
Yep. Pretty much as soon as he has the Diffusal, he can start fighting, and at that point, unless Gyro has a BKB, he's going to be food for the PL. Flat Cannon won't do enough damage, and he'll be able to W dodge most of the rocket damage. And Jakiro also not terribly tanky. And I think I mean, Bristleback's another one of those heroes who can just sort of run at you. I think that's where Google's drafting strategy is. They're going to have the slow on the boar, the slow from the Phantom Lance, and the Diffusal, and the slow from the Snot. And really the only one who can sort of live through that is the DK, but not for very long.
Well, I said it last week, I'll say it this week. I think Epic's going to need to make sure they pick up their Force Staffs.
Yep.
10 seconds remaining.
This is Google's Game 2 slow strat that they ran last time. Last time they had a
5
Dazzle
seconds
and
an Undying.
Serious minus armor in it.
Yep. Yeah, now they only have the minus armor coming out from the Snot. The Witch Doctor ban coming out from Google, they just don't want to deal with that cask bouncing around. That would put a bit of a dent in their chase.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like stream is up and working fine now.
It's good. So we're likely looking at a second lane support from Epic.
Yeah.
First, they've got to pick something to ban.
Well, they had to ban a support for Google too. Leshrac ban, and so they'll pick up the Skywrath Mage. Those are definitely comfort heroes for Google, and the Lion and the Skywrath Mage. They run that a lot. We get an Undying coming out from Epic. They want to take the aggression. They're gonna try and do an aggressive Gyrocopter here, I think.
That'll be interesting. I think if I were Phantom Lancer, I'd take that Doppelwalk, or save that point for Doppelwalk level 1, unless you can secure a level 1 kill.
Yep.
But
yeah. And so this time we got Araragi on the Lion,
say,
so Gale Frost on the position 5, Skywrath Mage.
Yeah. I think Epic needs to make sure that Tidehunter is going up against the Phantom Lancer in the early stages, because that Tidehunter needs to shut down the Phantom Lancer's last hits as soon as he can.
Yeah.
So,
Google has very flexible lanes again, but so does Epic. They could run an aggressive tri-lane with this Undying. Alright.
Yeah, well, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, now that we're in game, why don't you go ahead and introduce Google this time?
Yeah. So,
Time for preparations.
Araragi picking up the very staple Lion. Gale Frost this time on the Skywrath Mage. Potato taking the Beastmaster.
Good luck.
Nova on the Bristleback, and Primetime 21 on the carry Phantom Lancer.
Alright.
That's Google on Radiant.
And for the Dire side, we have Team Epic. We've got Horn on what looks like is going to be the solo safe lane Tidehunter. We have Warbot on potentially the mid Dragon Knight. And we've got Garrett on the support Jakiro, Loke on the support Undying. He was the one who was roaming all game on the Queen of Pain, and W3 on the Gyrocopter. And it looks like they are going to take an aggressive tri-lane here. Really try and take the fight to Google with this Undying Gyro combo. Whereas...
It's interesting, we might see a 3v3 bot in the early
Yep.
phases, but it's not an entire team commitment. Oh, and they dance around each other.
Yeah, Epic gets that aggressive ward down, and they may have been scouted. Yep, they'll be scouted now, so they're going to know to look for blocks in this bottom lane here.
Dragon Knight appears to be very concerned with getting the block on mid lane, so he's not going to engage there.
Yeah, it's still... He wants that early block to be able to get his early bottle up.
Out to the field of glory.
And it looks like Google's going to get an uncontested bounty runes this time, but no first blood. So strong start like last game, but not quite as strong. And Google will now try and figure out where where that ward was placed. Try and de-ward. I'm going to wait and see. Block coming out from Epic. And they get a good solid block, so the lane equilibrium is going to be pretty heavily in their favor at the start. And so far the D-ward was not successfully done. They know it's been blocked, so now they can figure out where to D-ward. Skywrath Mage is going to begin his harass. PL is going to be sitting back. Top lane.
PL's got to be very careful right here.
Yeah, especially because he doesn't have his W at the moment. You got to be able to not get hit by decays as much as possible. Okay, in this lane. Top lane, I expect to go a little bit in favor of the Tidehunter because of the Anchor Smash. Still trading pretty close to even. Mid lane, it looks like DK is taking an early lead on the Beastmaster. See how long that lasts. As soon as the Beastmaster gets more boars up, and yeah, he's already used just microing the boar to keep harassing this DK. As soon as DK gets more levels in his passive, though, that boar is going to just barely tickle. Bottom lane, we get a little bit of aggression here. Liquid Fire harass coming out on that Skywrath Mage. He's got to be very careful. He's very squishy at this point.
I will say I might have liked to see a shield come up on that Dragon Knight.
Yeah, he's going to regret not having it.
The boar slow does not actually do poison damage.
Yep. He does have his bottle coming out on the Courier, but he's very low right now. Not that there's much burst damage coming out on the Beastmaster to follow it up. Looks like the D-ward did miss on the part of Google, so that's very good for Epic. They're gonna prevent all the pulls in their tri-lane from and their aggressive tri-lane is gonna get as much XP as they need. Aragi does get a haste rune and is coming mid with it. Or comes out, more slows on the DK, but I'm not sure there's enough follow-up damage to be able to really get him down. He's too tanky.
Well, if he's got 15 more seconds, he's got to choose whether to get. He's moving in. He's going to move in.
Yep, bottle came out on the Beastmaster. Does he have the axes? Yep, there it is. Oh, almost with the bottle. Aragi secures the first blood and then will die to the tower. So, very close there.
Plays happening bottom though. Garrett moving in on the Phantom Lancer. Wisely
Good
dodges
doppel
the
walk.
liquid fire with the doppelganger.
And it immediately salves up. He'll be fine. And now they're very far behind this tower. Sparrowslow comes out with the Hex, and that's going to be a dead Jakiro. Yep, he'll fall to the tower. So nice play from Aragi TPing in time, and good play from the Phantom Lancer with the doppel walk and salve. Force them out of position. Mid lane, DK killing boars again. He's getting aggressive, trying to punish this Beastmaster as best he can. Top lane, we haven't talked about it too much, but Tidehunter's taken a pretty decisive CS lead over the Bristleback here. He's got the wand up, and he can just keep Anchor Smashing to keep Bristleback back from the wave. Even if he dodges the Anchor Smash, he's probably going to miss last hits from it. So, right now the CS lead is going to Tidehunter and DK. Beastmaster not really able to get quite enough on him, but he's going to go secure the top rune as Galefrost secures the bottom rune. Phantom Lancer is getting pretty heavily shut down by this aggressive tri-lane though. He's only sitting on the 8 CS. That's probably look to see some rotations when the Bristleback or the Beastmaster get a little higher level.
This Beastmaster is about to hit 6. I would like to see him trying to make a play. There it is. I expect him to move very quickly. He does have a bottle. He can grab a rune.
We see a smoke from the Google supports. It looks like they're going to try and kill mid. Yeah, Google supports are smoked behind the tier 1 tower mid, and it looks like they're trying to set up for a kill on this DK. Roar comes out.
Not gonna wait for that.
Yeah, Hex, Impale. He's down. Yep, DK falls. Good gank coming out from the part of Google. Well executed. Good use of the first sword. DK had just hit 6, so he probably would have wanted to push that tower. Bottom lane, Phantom Lancer left to his own devices, just going to have to sort of cower and get XP. He is still level 4, so he is keeping ahead of this tri-lane in levels, which is what he needs. Looks like Lion has come top lane to try and help this Bristleback a little bit, but not sure how much they can do against the Tidehunter.
On Galefrost bottom.
Yep.
He's gonna follow him way back. I don't think Epic is gonna want to dive that far for the kill.
Yeah, basically to the tier 2. But they know he's harassed backwards, and maybe they can make a move on the Phantom Lancer now. Black Cannon harass coming out with the liquid fire.
They could harass the Phantom Lancer. I think they're pretty content to just zone the Phantom Lancer.
Top lane looks like Lion's trying to get a jump. Impale comes out, but no Hex follow-up. Good mango usage by the Bristleback, and all of a sudden he's got all the mana. Yep. They won't dive the tower under. They won't dive under tower with the Ravage there. Yeah. Either. Yeah. Bottom lane looks like Skywrath Mage is gonna fall to the rocket. Doppelwalk still on cool, or not on cooldown. So Phantom Lancer will now doppelwalk around. There's just too much AoE damage coming out on the part of Epic. So great dive from them. They had a huge... Oh, they had the Tombstone down in a big creep wave. So good dive, and the aggressive tri-lane is starting to get work done for Epic.
I think one of the big things that won that fight for them was Phantom Lancer's doppelganger actually cleaved out a ton of trees, so even though he was able to get some illusions up and distract them, there was nowhere to do. So they were just able to follow up his reappearance with every spell in the book.
Yep.
So, while Beastmaster may have the net worth lead right now at 3,300, 2 through 4 are all taken by Epic, and 2 of those guys are, well, Tidehunter's got 2,800. That means his blink is coming up soon, and their carry is doing pretty well. So.
Yeah, no, Gyro's getting plenty of farm in this aggressive tri-lane, and they did a very good job shutting down the Phantom Lancer.
They're still trying to shut him down. He's only level 4.
Yep.
Phantom Lancer is number 6 in net worth at 1,400, which is really where he would not like to be.
Yep.
We're just going to zone him out with some spells here.
Good job taking out the rocket there. They've got a large creep wave here, 4 range creeps, so they're going to be pushing into this tower. Google knows that. King came out from Aragi, so I think he's just saying, fall back to the tower, we'll take it there. Wave will be there soon. We've got a little bit more trading going on with the Bristleback and the Tidehunter. He's only 600 behind in net worth, but yeah. That Tidehunter is... He's got arcane boots.
Radiant's bottom tower
Yeah.
is under attack.
And now Epic content to dive the tier 2 tower
Radiant
with the
has reinforced
tombstone.
their structures.
And all that
Radiant's
CS is not
bottom
going to the
tower
Phantom
has a
Lancer, which
nasty
is what they wanted
situation.
from that big wave, and they'll get some good damage on the tower with the Liquid Fire. Beastmaster rotating in with the Skywrath Mage. Slow comes out. Roar on the Jakiro, and they're just going to burst him down as best they can. But Undying Heal comes out, delaying it so it can't really follow on to the chase on anyone else. They're starting to go on the Undying.
Radiant's
All
middle
5
tower
heroes
is
from
not
Google
safe.
have rotated in for this chase, but they're not going to get much. And Tide is now here with the Ravage. Does not yet have Blink Dagger. And DK has used his ultimate mid, is going to push the tier 1 mid tower.
Yep, Warbot content to dodge the fight and leverage that corrosive breath.
Yep.
Aragi's going to try and slow him down a little bit, but that DK should have, if he's crafty, should have the tower. But here comes Beastmaster with the double damage and Bristleback. He spots it out in time and he gets out.
Yep. And now Phantom Lancer's getting a little bit of farm time in this bottom lane, but he's still well behind in net worth. Still half the net worth of the 3 top farmers on Team Epic, who are already coming back on him. Early Doppelwalk comes out, dodges the Ravage. Rockets coming in, and Skywrath Mage will fall to the Undying Soul
Dire's
Rip.
middle tower is under fire.
So Phantom Lancer will eat this rocket and have to go back. And it looks like with the Jakiro here, Epic is going to push this tier 2 tower bottom.
Yeah,
Beastmaster
it's
rotating in.
tower. They even got
QD is worn off.
I don't think he's going to need to pop it. Aragi, oh, no, he's
Roar coming out, kills the Jakiro. And Aragi is probably going to die to this rocket unless they can kill it in time. Barely. Very nicely done.
Radiant's middle tower is not
But this
safe.
tier 2 tower bottom is really taking a lot of damage. Yeah. Undying Tombstone comes out, and there's not much Google can do. Bristleback TP's in, but he's almost out of mana. Tide is going to TP out before he gets killed. Hex on the Gyrocopter, but he's just going to turn around and Rocket Barrage, forcing the Lion back.
It is in deny range, so Bristleback might want to just flunk that down, but
Yeah.
unfortunately for Google, Bristleback can't just spine down those zombies anymore. Those
Yep.
zombies now take attacks to take down. They used to have 30 physical damage, and
Yep.
one volley of quills would wipe out an entire wave.
Dire's
And Undying was able to secure that tier 2 tower, and they both TP out, and there's no chase coming up from Google, so very well played on the part of Epic there. It's a good push.
Yeah, I see no reason that Epic can't just do that for the other 2 lanes right now.
Yeah.
There's not a whole lot of comeback on Google right now in the short term, anyway.
Yeah.
And all their money's on their Beastmaster, in fact.
Yep. Who's sitting on 2,000 gold can either go Blink or Necrobook. Probably better for Google if they go with Necrobook.
Nags.
Gyro's still not level 6 all that time in the aggressive tri-lane. Tidehunter... He's got his arcane boots, and he does go Blink Dagger on the Beastmaster, so they'll be able to catch a lot better with that. Phantom Lancer now finally getting some farming space in this bottom lane. Top lane, Rocket comes out on Bristleback. Looks like he was getting a little aggressive on the Gyrocopter, and that'll force him back.
Nova decides to take the rocket to the face instead of the quills because, well, I'm not really sure why.
Yeah, it was a level 1 rocket, it looks like, so... very small damage. Oh, level 2 rocket, my bad. DK, with his alt form and the Undying there to help out, is able to push down the tier 1 tower mid. Not much Google could do about it. And looks like they're going to just rotate straight top to the tier 1.
They're ready to rinse repeat. He's got only maybe 25 more seconds on that, so he's not going to have Dragon for another 70 seconds. But
Yep, and instead they'll secure the rune.
They want that tower.
Well, maybe if he pops the illusion room, his illusions will keep the dragon form, and we'll be able to push with that. But looks like he's not going to do that. Oh, nope, he does. Yep. They get the dragon tail out on Nova, and with the Gyrocopter, they'll get the kill there. And Dying does get burst down before the Tombstone. Ravage coming out with the Gyro ult. Looks like Aragi's going to get chased down, and they get another dragon tail out on the Beastmaster, and he might fall. He's trying to bring him back into the tower.
He's getting chased down by Tidehunter in the river, running into the enemy jungle, just trying to find a line of sight to port out, maybe die to neutrals.
Yep, and he's just making space, making them chase down. Well, the rest of Epic is more than happy to push the tier 1 tower mid.
Top tower is under attack.
Phantom Lancer was forced back from bottom.
Fortified their structures.
Yeah, if he had a point in Gush, this would have he would have already been dead. But there's the gyrocopter, and he's gonna have to fall now.
Dire's bottom tower.
Undying gets the deny on the bottom tower.
Worse outcome than it's very possibly a worse outcome than Lion was expecting there.
Yep.
I think he was expecting to die to neutrals with the Tide, not the carry.
Yep. So with that, there are oh, it looks like Google was able to defend their tier 1 top without the DK there. Tidehunter picks up his Blink Arcane, so he's having a great game. And Bristleback getting a little aggressive there.
They're making a replay. They want to take top tower for reals this time. They
Yep.
got the Dragon Knight ready. They just want to move. We got Tide rotating in from the river. His Ravage is down. He does finally have a point in Gush. Looks like he learned his lesson for the last fight.
Yep. And between the Liquid Fire and the Corrosive Breath, this tower is down and does not get denied.
Tower is gone.
Rocket gets blown up. Phantom Lancer.
Blink still sitting in stash.
Yep. He doesn't have the blink on him yet.
He's put it on the courier this time though, so he'll have it for the next fight.
Undying just getting free farm in the bottom lane had forced the Phantom Lancer back. Looks like Beastmaster may be looking to rotate on him. Nope, he's just going to try and farm.
Yeah, he's got the Belt of Strength, so that means he's definitely shooting for that Necro Book in the near future. I think it's fairly wise from him. He recognizes that he does have the lead, unfortunately, on this team, which means that he's gonna need to put in some of that core power for his team. So, gonna delay the Aghanim Scepter or the nice initiation buff for a little bit more damage output in fights to try and
damage and split push is what they're also going to need.
Google with 3 wards on the map, Epic with no wards. Looks like they're going to need to push out and make some space, get some intel there.
Yeah, it looks like Epic is content to farm with their advantage right now. They've gotten all the tier 1 towers down. Google has to now be a little bit more careful with ganks as they see 3 of them jungling together. Phantom Lancer getting a little bit more farm in this bottom lane, but he's still very far behind in net worth. So.
Epic does have about a 4,500 gold lead.
Yep.
But if you actually check out the XP graph, the levels are quite similar. So.
Yeah, there's been enough back and forth. It is 7 to 7.
That gold lead for Google, though, it's on the wrong hero, I think, ideally.
Yeah, ideally you'd want the Phantom Lancer or the Bristleback up there, not the Beastmaster. See, a lot of the gold lead for Epic is probably coming from these tier 1 towers that are down. And it looks like Epic is getting ready to push to tier 2. They've got Blink Ravage up, and that was probably what they were waiting on. Now that Ravage is back, they're going to get ready to push to tier 2. DK has another Illusion Rune, and is just going to keep pushing the tower with the Corrosive Breath on his dragons. Roar comes out onto the Undying. Ravage counter in it. Undying is still alive. Will finally fall to the tower after Bristleback and the Lion take a tumble. And Beastmaster, yeah, they just had the full team fight wombo combo and were unable to hold that tier 2 tower. So great push coming out from Epic. And they'll probably still have Dragon form for the next, for the tier 3 with the Liquid Fire. And Phantom Lancer doing the best he can to make some space, pushing bottom. Got Lifesteal up. Probably going for a Helm.
He's trying to make the best out of the situation, but man, there's just so much tower push on Epic. They've got 2 tower pushing abilities.
Yep.
Tower damage abilities.
And this DK Illusion Rune is doing work for them. Looks like Mask of Madness is up on the Phantom Lancer. And good gyro ult coming out. Phantom Lancer dodges most of it, but he gets a kill on the Lion. And Macropyre coming out again, trying to deny as much chase as possible. Bristleback slowing up the Gyrocopter, trying to catch up to him. Phantom Lancer with the Mask of Madness, and they all just gang up and kill him. So they do get a good return kill there. That's much needed. Boosted Phantom Lancer's net worth up quite a bit, but they lost the tier 3 towers for this trade.
Yeah, overall a pretty good. Epic got a little bit out of it. They got a bit of gold on Tide and a little bit, even a tinier bit on Dragon Knight. But overall, I think that was good for Google near the end.
So I see a Sacred Relic picked up by Dragon Knight. Might be an early Radiance on the DK. Much more naturally tanky than the Naga. And it's just to make their teamfight presence that much more painful. Tide looks like trying to farm accidentally caught himself in some trees.
It's actually a pretty good idea. I think it's good for reducing the effectiveness of those Phantom Lancer illusions and all thing. It's great for nerfing the auto attacks of Bristleback and especially Beastmaster units. It's just a little extra health decrease on a couple things that are a pain in the butt to take out in the middle of a fight.
But yeah, that mischance is going to make the Phantom Lancer feel a lot more pain.
Dragon Knight, interestingly enough, not especially tanky right now. He hasn't gotten any real survivability items. He is rushing that Radiance.
Yeah, he's just relying on his passive.
He's naturally tanky.
Yeah.
That innate plus 12 armor from his Dragon Blood is really making a difference against the Spines, the Phantom Lancer illusions, Beastmaster.
And it looks like the Radiance is coming out on the Courier for Dire. We see that Ravage is up again, Tidehunter still has Blink, and already Epic is positioning on this next tier 2. That seems to be their tempo. Ravage is up, we have Blink, let's go push another tier 2. DK is coming in, no Illusion Rune at the moment. But he does have the Radiance finished up, and it looks like Gyrocopter is working on a EKB. He's got the strength item. And Phantom Lancer is going to again try and split push bottom lane. I don't think Google's going to be able to defend this tier 2 very well. DD coming out on the Dragon Knight, he's having all the runes he wants. Dragon Tail on Nova, Ravage coming out, and Lion is instantly blown up. Bristleback is blown up to the Gyro ulti with the Macropyre and Rocket. Roar comes out, but there's no real follow-up left, and that's another tier 2 down for Epic. And Google is really struggling. You see a buyback from the Bristleback, and Epic with creeps in the bases going straight for the top lane. No backdoor protection. And they're just burning it down. And Bristleback is going to die back. Walks right into a Dragon Tail and is dead. This is looking at the lane of racks down for Google. This is going to be a very difficult game for them to come back from. Phantom Lancer doing a little bit of harassment, but is quickly burst down by the Gyrocopter, Flat Cannon, and Rockets. X coming out on the Tidehunter.
He should be hitting his sweet spot right now, but
they shut him down so hard in the beginning. It was very tough lane for him. Gyro coming out, it's going to miss everyone, but forces everyone back. Phantom Lancer will doppelwalk to the high ground. And it was only the melee barracks that went down, but the range racks is almost dead. Top lane.
Radiant's middle tower may need a hand.
But Phantom Lancer did get the split push on this tier 2 tower. There was some saving grace there, but now Epic has taken a deciding lead in worth on all 3 of their heroes, the top farmers, and now that Bristleback has fallen even below the supports of team. So it's a very... Yeah, we see a 14,000 net worth lead at 22 minutes for Epic, and a 5,000 experience lead as they took the quick lead in the kills there. I expect the next push will come from Epic when Ravage is up again in 40 seconds or thereabouts.
Tato opting out of the smoke gank, perhaps unintentionally.
Yep.
But this is something you needed to be there for. He's got the blink dagger, so he could stun. But this is what Google needs to do. Is they need to find some sort of pick.
They get the roar on the DK, Skywrath ultimate coming out, and there's your pick.
Perfect synergy.
Yep.
And
Beautifully executed.
Gold goes the Lion, but you know, there's still a little bit of XP gold left after the 684 nerf.
Yep.
Hey,
And
sorry.
yeah, so that one kill netted them essentially 1,600 gold and
Yeah,
1,400
yeah,
XP, which is what they needed.
Yep. 1260 gold up. And then,
Yeah, 4 staff out on the lion. That's very useful. And it looks like we have a dominated mud golem starting to throw boulders at people.
those boulders, it's 0.6 second stun.
Yep.
25 damage, but a very long cooldown.
Yeah. I think the gyro is going to start stacking ancients with it. Yep, there it is. He just showed it off to them. Phantom Lancer getting some more farm bottom lane. Has the Yasha Mask of Madness, but not much else. He really... well,
This is all he can really do.
yeah, he's got farming
He's
tools.
just gotta find... He's gotta find as much farm as he can. He's just gotta dodge all the fights, because he's gonna melt in every single fight. But he's just... His TP is on cooldown, so he's not gonna be able to help out for another 10 seconds, but that might be enough, since
Yep.
Epic is mostly spread out.
Yeah, Ravage is off cooldown, and Epic is posturing mid. They want to finish off these racks.
Yep.
Phantom Lancer is going to knock on their bottom racks.
Pressure is now
Dyer's
online on
bottom tower
500,
is on
so
its way
I
Yep.
don't see the next team fight going especially well for Google unless there's some serious blunders.
Tombstone comes out. Aragi's stunned up.
Turmoil.
No Blink Ravage yet, and instead they're just going to be content to siege down the tower.
Their structures.
Ty's just busy murdering a bird.
Yep.
Dyer has strengthened their structures.
And there goes the tier 3 tower. It's just very difficult for Google to fight under this Tombstone. First Ravage comes out, hits 2, hits... Second Ravage hits 3. 4 comes out, but there was no follow-up.
Middle barracks are in trouble.
And that's 2 down for the price of 2 Ravages. PK is still hitting away on the racks, and looks like this will be a tiered... another
Middle barracks were torn
melee
down.
racks down.
If it were me, I think this is starting to look like GG.
Yep, that's 2 lanes of racks pushed.
Middle barracks have fallen.
Epic's got the Desperation Rapier hero. Rapier is actually one of the worst items you can get on Phantom Lancer because the illusions do not benefit from the damage.
Yeah, this is going to become a very hard game for Google. Epic has a very commanding lead. And it's really all on the back of that early laning stage for them.
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, mid lane, Beastmaster definitely won that lane, but DK didn't lose very hard. He was still relevant.
Yeah.
And then bottom lane, Google lost that lane very hard. Phantom Lancer was
The
completely
bottom
shut
lane was
down.
the real bottom lane was the real disaster there.
Yeah.
They needed, I'm not entirely sure what they needed, but I think they needed they needed something to zone out Epic's very aggressive play.
That's exactly what they needed. They needed D-push. They needed D-push.
Yeah.
Really, all they have is the Lion, and it's not that great. And the Axes, I guess.
Maybe a pick coming out.
Yep.
The player's gonna miss, but they get it.
Yeah, Gyrocopter alone in the Radiant jungle, and Google's able to exploit that with the Blink Roar. That's very good. That's another 1,500 or 1,800 gold in favor of Google from 1 kill, just because they're so far behind.
Yeah, fight recap is showing 1301, most of it going to the Lion, of course.
Yeah.
Pretty good
Well,
chunk of
net worth
experience,
exchange is 1,800.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
Yeah, and DK almost solo kills the Phantom Lancer down here. He has to hobble away.
This is interesting seeing
Dyer's middle
Phantom Lancer
tower is
delays
under
Diffusal Blade. I think he does need more survivability, but you build the ultimate orb, not the Yasha, first if you want survivability.
I think it was just a
Dyer's
farming
middle tower is
tool.
under fire.
He wanted to be able to farm faster. And it looks
The
like
Quelling Blade, but
Lion got picked off by a Blink Gush on the Tidehunter. Tidehunter is 45 seconds away from 2 Ravages. I think that's when we'll see Epic try and push in there. And Undying is just going on a boar hunting season.
this is gonna be, there's gonna be a big push bottom right now because the Soul Cuirass just came online on Warbot.
Yep.
This Dragon Knight is doing a ton of work. He's not even 16. Now he's
Yeah.
16.
Yeah, he's got no health but tons of armor. So the only thing that can really kill him on the part of Google is the Skywrath ultimate under the Roar. Even that's not going to do too much now because Skywrath's ultimate is only level 1. There's the Diffusal pickup on the Phantom Lancer right in time for the last Hygron push as Epic goes for Mega Creeps.
This tier 3 tower is a bit softer. The last
Oh, something canceled the Tidehunters blinked and Ravage number 1 was whiffed. Roar coming out on the Gyrocopter. Ravage 2 though hits everyone. 5-man Ravage, Beastmaster's down, Lion's down, and GG is called. So great comeback from Epic, showing that once they got rid of the Meepo, they can still have quite a bit of aggression to take to Google and really punish them for their lanes. So good comeback from Epic, and it looks like we're going to a 3-game series. This is the second team I've ever seen take a game off of Google, the other one being Twitch, who has already been eliminated from the tournament. So looking forward to game 3. We'll see how Google drafts.
Yeah, maybe they might take it a little bit safer, a little bit more concise. I think they stretched a lot with this draft. I think they got a little overconfident with the first game.
Yep.
That Bristleback was, I mean, the Bristleback, it was doing okay in lane, but like the Bristleback certainly it used to be such a great counter to one dying, and his presence just couldn't be felt because you can't spine the zombies down.
Yep.
So just great AOE from Epic, and they needed some early response to that stuff. A little too farm dependent, I think.
Yeah, they were very farm dependent. They need really good early D push. The Skywrath Mage I don't think was the right support here. It's great for the ganking with the Beastmaster, but in the laning phase he doesn't offer enough to really help deal with the Epic aggressive tri-lane. So it's a bit of a draft issue for Google, and a very good draft coming out from Epic, and very good aggressive play coming out. It was very well locked down. Their pushes were timed excellently, and Google just wasn't able to deal with them. And with that, we'll go to game 3.
Should be interesting.
Yep.